If the boss signs off on one of these, it's going to be a pretty good day in the office, although come to think of it, if the company is willing to put you in one of these, you probably are the boss. The Macan is Porsche's rival for the likes of the Range Rover Evoque and the BMW X3, and just a few months after going on sale, there's already a significant waiting list. Is it worth putting your name down?
If you enjoy driving, the answer is an emphatic yes. The compact SUV segment isn't exactly short on talent, but from behind the wheel, the Macan is a clear class leader. There are 3 petrol models and 1 diesel.
Obviously it's this car, the Diesel S, which makes most sense for fleet users, but don't get the idea that it's anything less than a proper Porsche.
It may not have the ultimate turn of speed of the petrol turbo Macan, but this thing is very quick indeed. The engine is exceptionally smooth and refined too, and the 7-speed PDK transmission really lets you make the most of the performance. It's a smooth and responsive box if left to its own devices, but you can take charge for yourself with the paddles behind the steering wheel. Porsche's promise that this is the most dynamic compact SUV is no idle boast. The Macan is sensationally good to drive on twisting roads. There's little roll, lots of grip, and a willingness to change direction in a hurry which other 4x4s struggle to match. In fact, most rivals feel stodgy in comparison. It's certainly a much better car to drive than the Audi Q5, on which the Porsche is partly based.
Sports car handling doesn't come at the expense of ride comfort, especially on cars like this one, fitted with the optional air suspension. Just push this button down here to change the suspension settings and firm things up a bit. Push the Sport button and you alter the responses of the throttle and gearbox, making the car feel even livelier. But at the opposite end of the Macan's dynamic repertoire, you can push this off-road button and that raises the ride height of the car by 40mm.
Inside, the cabin is very well made. The optional panoramic sunroof brightens up the interior, although it does steal some headroom. Rear legroom is tight, but the boot is reasonably practical. So, the Porsche Macan is a superb car to drive, but does it make sense for business use? Well, the Diesel S returns 46.3 mpg on the combined cycle and emits 159 grams a kilometre of carbon dioxide, putting the car in the 27% benefit in kind bracket. Those are decent figures for such a high performance car. The BMW X3 30D is in the same tax bracket, while the nearest equivalent Audi, Infiniti and Volvo sit in higher tax bands. Excellent resale value should also keep a lid on whole life costs. That said, if you can live with a less powerful engine, there's no shortage of prestige 4x4s which make more tax efficient choices.
Is the Porsche Macan a model company car? Probably not. But for such a high performance SUV, running costs aren't outrageous. Maybe if you ask the boss very nicely.